Hey guys, I've had a few people ask me to do a video on how I'm doing my face masks, so I thought I would do that real quick. It's going to be a pretty quick, not very fancily edited video just because I don't want to take time away from sewing. I'm cranking these out as fast as I can. I can't keep up with the number of nurses and retirement homes asking me for them, so doing a quick video. I'm using two videos. I kind of combined two, so I'm going to link both of those in the descriptions. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. So I'm going to get started. I have one already cut out. I'm cutting them 7.5 wide by 15 long, and I am finishing the two short ends. I'm doing that with a serger, woven phrase, so you're going to want to finish it somehow. You could use a zigzag stitch. If you just only have a basic stitch, you can add an inch to your pattern, so make it 16 inches long, and then you can press it half an inch again, and top stitch that, add 2 inches to your pattern because you're going to want to add an inch on each side, so it'd be 17 inches long. That way the ends are tucked in so they're not going to fray in the mask. So that is the first step. My daughter's been helping me. She's already done this, so that's what I have. And then, so once you have it cut out, I'm going to fold it in half, matching up those short ends, right sides together. Sorry, not the best angle. Don't mind my messy sewing room, because like I said, I have masks in progress everywhere. That's pretty much all I've been doing in my free time. So I'm going to mark 1.5 inches in on either side. And we are going to go ahead and sew here to here, making sure you back stitch at both ends. Same thing from this mark to the end. And this piece is going to stay open because that is going to end up being our pocket, so they can insert a filter into their mask. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew. I use about 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to sew from the edge to your pink mark. Then from your pink mark to your edge. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go press the seam open. Okay, I have my iron on and ready to go. I am just going to open up that seam. Press it open. I'm going to turn it right side out, and now I'm going to go back to my sewing machine and I'm going to top stitch one side of the opening. Okay, I'm going to top stitch one side of the opening. Be careful not to catch the underlayer in the edge there. Make sure you're pulling that extra fabric out of the way. Okay, I'm going to take that back to my sewing or my ironing board so that we can press the next step. Okay, I'm going to turn it wrong sides out again, and I'm going to find the side that I top stitched. So I'm going to put that on the bottom, and I'm going to put the top edge where we seamed is going to be right along the top, because we're going to make this a channel to put either a twist tie or a pipe cleaner in so that you can press it around the nose. So the serged edge should be right along the top there. The side you top stitch should be on the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and give that a press. Okay, so this is the point in which I deviate from the first pattern I'll link. Let me grab my elastics here real quick. They have you do the elastic with a binding. That takes a little bit longer and it takes a little more elastic because you're putting it through a channel. So because elastic is hard to find right now, I'm doing it a little bit different. So the elastic is a couple inches shorter so I can get more masks out of what I have. And it's also a little faster to do as well. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my elastic on the inside of the mask. I'm going to put the edge tucked right into the corner on a diagonal. And I'm going to, oops, try not to pin myself. I'm going to pin that. I grab the elastic, making sure it stays flat and doesn't get twisted. And I'm going to take the other end and do the opposite corner on the bottom. Again, it's going to be on a diagonal. And I'm going to pin that. Okay, and then take my other elastic and do the other side. Same thing. Put it on a diagonal. Pin it in place. Make sure it stays flat. Go ahead and pin it in the other corner. Now I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to make sure that as I'm turning, my needle is going to be in the elastic so that it comes out in the corner, making sure you're catching your elastic. So let's go over to the sewing machine. So I'm going to feel where the elastic is. I'm going to go ahead and put my needle right in the center. I'm going to back stitch over the elastic. Okay, and I'm going to sew along the seam using about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And again, I'm going to sew to the bottom elastic, making sure the needle stops in the elastic. Also going to be careful to feel the elastic to make sure I'm not catching it in the side as I'm going. Okay, I'm going to back stitch over that. Making sure as I pivot, my needle is in the elastic right now. I turn and go to the other side. Okay, as I turn, again, the needle is in the elastic. Turning. Again, being careful, I can feel the elastic right here, so I'm sure I know it's not getting caught where I'm stitching. Now that we have gone all the way around, we're going to flip it through the pocket. And I'm going to check to make sure all my elastics got caught well. Some loose threads I need to cut. Okay, those look pretty good. So next, I'm going to go ahead and put a twist tie or pipe cleaner in this little channel we made at the top. And then I'm going to top stitch that closed along the edge. So that way when they're wearing it, they can form it to their nose. Okay, so I have that tucked in. Go ahead and top stitch across the edge. Okay, so we have our pocket, we have our nose piece. Now we're going to go ahead and make our pleats, so I'm going to go back to my cutting table. I don't measure these exactly, I kind of eyeball it. So I start with the pocket face down toward me. I'm going to go ahead and fold it about 1.5 inches up and then about a 1/2 inch back down, so you have about 1 inch showing right here. Go ahead and press that. Okay, the next one, fold it about 1 inch up and a 1/2 inch back, so you have about a 1/2 inch pleat. Again, these do not have to be exact. Pin that. I'm going to do one more pleat, same size as the last one. Okay, pin that and take it over to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew both edges. Again, I'm going to make sure I go over the elastic back stitching just to give it another stitch to help keep that elastic secure in there. Okay, we'll go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to top stitch those pleats down. And the same thing on the other side. Okay, and that's it. So you have a face mask done. I will not try this one on. I will show you the one I've already finished. So we have pockets, so a filter can be inserted. Then it opens up. The elastics will go over the ears. So that's your finished product. I hope you find that helpful. Thanks!